Able to tell you about some fun stuff that's going on here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Looks a lot different than I'm sure you're used to, and there's good reason for that. So very fortunate to be able to make some of these announcements that we are today. A little bit of housekeeping. We'll be sending out a press release about a lot of this stuff later today. We have given out some hard copies. If you have not received one of our 2018 annual reports, we have those available, and please let us know if you would like one before you leave here today. Also, any other graphics or things you might need that you see today, please let us know and we'll get that to you. Also, we'll have chances for one-on-one interviews with both Michael and Travis after we are done. I want to thank just pretty much you guys who are here. You're some of our biggest supporters in the community. You know, we can't do what you do, and whether you're a season ticket holder, whether you're a sponsor, whether you're heavily involved in our OKC Dodgers Baseball Foundation, certainly we can't do this without the support of the community, and that's going to be a theme of what it is today and why we're able to make the ballpark improvements that we are. Pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training here on February the 13th, which is just a little over 2 weeks away. And of course, a lot of our players are in Major League camp, so they will be part of that. So those guys are finishing up their time at home, finishing up their off-season training programs, and head out to Camelback Ranch out there in Glendale, Arizona. And also here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, you know, we're getting ready for our 22nd season. Seems like anytime I tell someone in the community or whenever they ask, how old is the ballpark? You know, I say we're going on year 22. Nobody can believe it, especially if it's someone who's spent their whole life in Oklahoma City and can remember when this ballpark was being built. So to tell you a little bit more about this past year, some things our organization was able to accomplish and some things moving forward, I'll bring up our team president and general manager, Michael Byrnes.
Well, good morning. Really want to echo what Alex was sharing and thank so many of you for being here. So many committed members of the media that are here to hopefully hear about all the great news of 2019, and then certainly we have some great business partners and a number of our key stakeholders and ticket holders that are here, and it's exciting to see those faces because that means we're approaching baseball season. I learned long ago you never want to invite people into your facility until it's looking its best. So today's a little counterintuitive. However, there's a lot to talk about that will lead to a beautiful looking field that we'll all be out here on April 4th to be able to check out. I did want to take the opportunity to recap a little bit what went on in 2018 for our franchise. We had a significant year with really a meaningful impact in the community and some great outcomes that we wanted to take a moment and just look back on. Following that, we want to touch on what's going to be new in 2019. Having the ability to have Travis here, introduce him to you in our community, creates a good point of reference to really begin that build towards 2019. As Alex referenced, pitchers and catchers right around the corner. Travis on February 11th is going to be out in Arizona getting ready for that. So this is our one window of opportunity to really get everyone together and begin to talk about what baseball season in 2019 is going to be. 2018 ultimately was highlighted at the conclusion of the year, being recognized in December by the Baseball America Bob Freitas Organization of the Year Award for AAA baseball. Annually, Baseball America pulls together this award, and they highlight organizations at each classification level, single A, double A, and triple A, for organizational excellence and long-term commitment to the community and how they operate with their operations in their community. This is the first time in franchise history for our organization to win that award. There's a number of our team members that are in the room today, and we're particularly proud of that. And we'll go into 2019 head held high with what our organization did in the community this year. Two of those programs that were really highlighted by Baseball America, I'll touch on here in a moment. The first of which was an outreach program that we participated as part of minor league baseball's commitment to growing the game and getting more fans committed to baseball overall across all 160 teams in minor league baseball. They created what is the Copa de la Diversión, or the Fun Cup, and its intent was really to authentically engage, connect, and entertain the Latino fan community in each one of the markets in which we operate. We were one of 33 teams selected to launch this program in 2018. 2019, that's going to double to 72 teams that will be having this in their local market. The challenge was in late 2017 to identify an on-field persona or identity that would connect with our community. Along with that would come enhancements to the experience in the park for the games that we chose. We ultimately chose 8 games that we were going to have this outreach program in stadium, which included music, food and beverage experience, all the on-field entertainment, all of these elements that go into creating a better open door to inviting members of the community out to enjoy. We pulled together a focus group. We connected with a number of stakeholders in the community. We formed partnerships with organizations like the LCDA and used their guidance to roll this program out. The focus group actually helped us with the brand identity. We walked in and had 3 chosen for them to review. Our marketing team worked very hard to identify what those identities could be. And the one with the most enthusiasm and the one that they really got most passionate about became Cielo Azul de Oklahoma City, blue skies. And really there were 3 things that resonated. This was going to create passion in our community, but it was the most inclusive. We wanted to make sure that there was references to the Dodger blue. That's such an important piece of our franchise's history and LA Dodgers overall. And then there was some imagery related to the blue skies of Oklahoma and the color that comes along with that and the beauty of which that represents. And then with a fun nod to a little bit of history, Los Angeles Dodgers great Fernando Valenzuela, for those of you that followed him, always had a little look to the sky in his windup. We thought that blue skies or that sky reference was just kind of a fun way to really connect back to that history and what he means to the Mexican American community. Ultimately, at the conclusion of the season, Minor League Baseball recognized our franchise as one of 5 finalists for the best implementation of this outreach program. And they measured it really based on engagement, attendance at the games, connection to the new identity. So we're excited rolling into 2019 where we've identified 7 games where we'll continue this outreach program. So June 20th to the 23rd, we'll play Memphis as Cielo Azul. And then July 19th to the 21st, when we play against San Antonio, we'll look to grow the fun around that program itself. The second element that was really critical, at least in what Baseball America identified, and we felt an important piece of our operation, was our partnership that we formed with the Parks and Recreation of Oklahoma City. We learned 2017 they were unable to have a youth baseball league. And through engaging with them and trying to understand the ins and outs of why that occurred, there were a couple things that rose to the top. First, the marketing resources that go behind being able to get enough information out for families to want to participate in that was an element we thought we could impact. But more importantly, we wanted to impact the experience for the participants. And we understood that there were some barriers to playing baseball. There's a number of pieces of equipment that go beyond just having a ball. And so we really wanted to focus on how can we provide a positive impact on that. What was ultimately created was the Oklahoma City Dodgers Rookie League. And it was 20 teams across 4 age groups that played spring baseball with the Oklahoma City Parks and Recreation at Stars and Stripes facility up near Lake Hefner. The Dodgers, we provided Dodgers uniforms for all the teams. So each one of the teams wore different versions of our marks and logos, different versions of our colors. And kids truly got excited about being a Dodger. Also, we invested in really as much equipment as we could identify. Catcher's equipment, team bat, baseballs, practice equipment like tees and bases, all the elements that create barriers to participation. We wanted the ability for a family to raise their hand, get registered, and beyond perhaps a glove and footwear, which we have a relationship with Cleats for Kids that can provide an outcome for that, we wanted them to be able to get out there and play. So over 240 kids participated last year. We were particularly proud of that. And registration's already open for 2019. We expect that to meaningfully grow as we move forward. Related to some of the other community efforts, our Oklahoma City Dodgers Baseball Foundation, in its 3rd year of existence last year, really had meaningful growth in the impact it's providing in our community. There's a couple representations here that you see. One is a program with Positive Tomorrows. We were able to, through the Giving Tuesday emphasis in November, raise some funds that went towards the support of their Merry Market. providing a Christmas outcome for families that utilize their services. We also had some volunteerism from our team members that went out and supported that effort as well. Annually, we have a golf classic. The golf classic had funds that supported the Foundation for Oklahoma City Public Schools and their Coda Kid program. So that's the picture on your right. An entire age group or entire grade level at Southern Hills Elementary was outfitted with new coats so as they faced the transition into winter in the late November months. Overall, there was quite a bit of growth in what the foundation was able to do this year. Our in-stadium fundraising, these are some of the metrics that minor league baseball asks us to pay attention to and we report back to them on. We saw a 75% increase to over $324,000 of funds raised utilizing this facility. Coupled with that, gifts in kind, over $326,000 of value out into the community that came from programs driven by our foundation. Our monetary donations increased by 67% to over $24,000, apologize. And we instituted 53 different programs here locally that provide impact. And whether that be our Family Night Out program, where we work with groups that provide services to underserved that may not be able to get out to the ballpark, our youth clinics, our Devon Energy MVP Teacher Tools program, which focuses on STEM in 3rd and 4th grade and providing tools to motivate those students, various walks and runs, and a number of uses of the ballpark that continue to center the value of this facility beyond just Dodgers baseball games, but how can we impact quality of life in Oklahoma City throughout the year. One of those elements that we thought was particularly valuable was a new partnership that we formed with the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. The facility actually right above our heads. Over $2 million renovation was put into the former restaurant space in left field here of the ballpark, and that Hall of Fame was able to move here off of their old location on Lincoln. We thought this was a great opportunity to really drive visibility for their mission, grow the opportunity for more people to interact with the Hall of Fame and the Jim Thorpe Museum, and we think that there's great fruit to be born of that partnership as we continue here to form and understand what that partnership can be. April of 2018 is when the Hall of Fame opened, so we're beginning to approach their first year of operation here at the ballpark. 2018 on field, our team really remained as competitive as ever. We began the season with a 15-game home winning streak. Good luck. We won the 3rd division title over the last 4 years, each of those 4 years as a AAA partner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. We had 4 midseason All-Stars and 2 postseason All-Stars. Ultimately, 19 players suited up for the Oklahoma City franchise and the Los Angeles Dodgers franchise. And so it's so fun to see players that will come through here and make a meaningful impact on the success of the big club. That led to a great playoff run, and the big club went on to participate in its 2nd consecutive World Series. It provided us the opportunity to host a World Series watching party. Perhaps we picked the wrong game because if you may recall, this is the game that went into extra innings. So we had some diehards that were here well into the 2 a.m. hour, cheering it on with as many of our employees and as many of their friends and ticket holders that they wanted to have a little bit of fellowship with. But it was a fun event, and nevertheless, we hope to get over that hump, and we'll be celebrating a World Series in 2019 for the big league Dodgers. Now on to 2019. I reference off the top, certainly our facility is not ready for baseball at the moment, and there's a couple things that will change in the coming months as we get prepared. No doubt you took notice of the field condition itself. We are in the midst of the first renovation of the playing surface, which includes drainage, irrigation, the root zone mix, all the way up through the playing surface itself. This is born out of GeoBond projects from 2017, as I identified earlier. And ultimately, what you're seeing out in right field is work being done on a water harvesting system. So there'll be 30,000 gallons of water stored under the playing surface out in right field, which will run our irrigation and have an important impact on how this facility operates moving forward. We're at the level where we have pea gravel on 3/4 of the field surface itself. That's going to be then covered up with 10 inches of sand, and then the grass itself will be installed in the infield clay in the coming weeks and months. You see a really interesting evolution of the field itself. Late September, we hosted an event, Truckin' and Buckin', with monster trucks and bull riding on the field. It's the one time we could ever convince our groundskeeper that that's something that we could do here, knowing that we would ultimately be in this position, and outcome being the best playing surface that we could have. We'll have best-in-class grass with all kinds of technology that goes into that, and best-in-class infield clay. And that should have an impact on how the field drains. It'll impact how we're able to operate our games here, and how we're able to put our resources behind opening this facility 70 nights out of the summer months. The other meaningful project that's going on right now related to what you're able to see, perhaps you saw this out on Reno, there are new LED field lights that are going in the facility. There's 6 light stanchions, 4 of which have been replaced on left field and in the outfield. The right field or Reno side will be worked on here in the coming days. This is a Musco lighting system. They specialize in sports lighting. Ultimately, it will enhance the brightness with controlled lighting focused on the playing area itself. It's going to improve glare reduction for the players on the field. And as the operator, also reduce our energy costs, which is an important element of this technology. We will ultimately have the ability to add some elements of fun as well as the LED lights. They're immediate on, immediate off. There'll be some synchronized ability to put it to music and use that to celebrate home runs or celebrate Dodgers wins and things of that nature. Musco is in 20 minor league or major league facilities over the last couple of years. They've put their technology in those buildings, and that is the premier lighting system in our industry. Alex has a video that we want to transition to that will give a little bit more of the details better than I can.
It's great to be here at Crystal Park. It's a totally different Crystal Park than it was just a week ago. We have these spectacular new Musco lights. And what it does is it turns night into day. It's bright, it's easier to follow the ball, easier for the fans to follow the ball, easier for the players to follow the ball, easier for the umpires to follow the ball. It lights it up like no other park in our league.
Well, at Musco, our purpose has always been to use the light source to increase the value of the system. And the LED has allowed us to build a set of optics around the source to enhance the way lighting is used at the ballpark.
Yeah, the new LEDs are unbelievable, especially at the plate. You know, I've told the umpires, because, you know, everybody that comes in asks about it, it's the first thing they ask about. Oh man, the LED lights, LED lights. Now I always say that at the plate, when you're playing at 9:30, it feels like it's 2 o'clock. It's an unbelievable experience, which is how bright they are and how direct they are.
One of the values from the promoter standpoint is the show. And that's a big part of minor league baseball today. It's a big part of all sports. And the value of LEDs is you can turn them off, turn them right back on, and provide entertainment. And we're able to use a DMX language to talk to each individual fixture to be able to synchronize it with music, run chase scenes, do all sorts of fun things for the crowd. And it's been a real hit so far with minor league baseball as well as college and professional level.
The fan reaction's been great. Everyone loves it. You know, particularly when we make them dance, emotionally, make them dance to music. I would look for, you know, to be able to use the lights as much as an entertainment vehicle as I do fireworks. 7th inning stretch, when we hit home runs, when we win the game, make them flash and dance. Again, for all the reasons that we did do it, efficiency, economy, environment, all of those things were all the reasons to do it. And above all, playability. From the standpoint of how to do it, I can't imagine anybody buying anything from LED wise or any stadium light wise from anybody other than the Musco people. I mean, they know They know the product better than anybody. They produce a better product than anybody.
Look what they've done. I mean, like I said, they've turned night into day. They've made it a whole new fan experience yet again.
So as you can see, the focus really is providing the best playing surface and the best environment for the players in our organization to prepare themselves to get to LA and make a meaningful impact in their career and to the ultimate Los Angeles Dodgers organization. An enhancement that will have an impact on the fan experience is a new hospitality space that we'll be doing along the first baseline. Our baseline patio will be installed, taking the top 6 rows of seating out of that, the lower level in section 115, right above the visitors' dugout, and transitioning into a 2-tiered patio. This will house about 30 to 50 folks with a food and beverage experience. There'll be a mix of mesh ballpark seats, multi-person lounge benches, as well as some high-top tables that will provide a unique experience there for those guests. And then finally, there's an improvement to the digital experience on the concourse itself. Minor League Baseball late in 2018 formed a relationship with ISM Connect, a technology provider, and Allegiant Airlines. And ultimately what will be rolled out is the Allegiant Airlines network, which will have new and enhanced technology for what we're providing on fan communication on the concourse. This is going to replace some outdated technology that was installed here in the ballpark in 2014. And it'll have 14 points of digital screens that'll go in, provide quite a bit of fan content related to upcoming promotions, player information, things of that nature, and have this really comes out of, we're one of, I think, 15 teams that will be implementing this for minor league baseball this year. Ultimately, they'll roll out in 50 ballparks across the country, but we'll be in that first wave. Alex also has some information on that.
Today, baseball fans don't just enjoy a connected digital experience in their local stadium, they expect it. In 2019, Minor League Baseball and ISM Connect are launching the Allegiant Airline Network, connecting teams, brand partners, and fans across the country. We're deploying digital screens at key locations to over 25 stadiums, positioned to connect with fans before, during, and after events. Teams will engage fans in new ways with team programming, sponsored content, and direct advertising across web, mobile, and social platforms. Every ISM screen is equipped with smart cameras that measure foot traffic, audience engagement, and demographic information by stadium, event, brand, or creative. Our ISM team will manage the setup and optimization of your content, collaborating with team staff to execute playlists and create dynamic, real-time adjustments of both venue and sponsor content. Welcome to the Allegiant Airline Network, powered by ISM Connect, modernizing the baseball fan experience.
So a number of meaningful stakeholders in these improvements. Minor League Baseball is a partner of ours, the City of Oklahoma City, our ownership collectively are providing all of these new enhancements. Transitioning to some upcoming key dates, as we close out the time frame leading up to opening day, we've highlighted a number of important things that are coming up on our calendar. February 21st and 23rd, we'll have the job fair. We'll be employing all of our customer service team members. March 2nd, we'll host our national anthem tryouts. For the first time in 9 seasons, it's going to move into the Myriad Gardens this year downtown. So we're looking forward to adding some new elements related to that. March 16th, we'll have our Fan Fest open to the public for free and a ballpark experience that will have all kinds of fun throughout a late morning and afternoon. On March 30th, the Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation will host a trivia night and get some more people in the ballpark and thinking about baseball. And ultimately, April 4th, our opening day, as we are counting down every minute as we get prepared for that to make the ballpark ready to welcome fans again in 2019. Thank you for your attention. We're excited about what's going to be happening in 2019 at the ballpark, and I'd welcome any questions related to anything that we covered. Great. With that, I'll have Alex come back up and introduce Travis.